Jonas, question for you from Janie. My husband and I have been watching the news lately, and honestly, the political unrest around the world has us nervous. We're both in our early 60s and about 5 years away from retirement. We've worked hard to build our savings, but it feels like every headline could send the market into a tailspin. Should we be changing our investment strategy, or do we just stay the course?
Great question, Janie. I think it's important to realize that really half of Americans right now feel the same way, and investing is almost bipartisan right now. You have people super nervous and you have people super confident. One of the best things to do, I think, is to probably get a personalized financial strategy of some kind in place. That could be like a shield for you against the media. And really, we talk about, Doug, we talk about this how many years now? Probably 15 years now, developing some type of a media filter. Not one with Doug Wagner. You can take as much of Doug's information.
All the Doug, all the time.
All the Doug, all the time. But you develop a personal media filter, and what that means is, when are you going to take in the news? What type of content are you going to take in? What type of resources are you going to use to take this in? And really, if you look at the stock market as a whole, there's three different drivers of the stock market. You have corporate earnings, you have economic conditions, you have interest rates and inflation. So really, no matter who the president is, it really doesn't matter. The stock market's going to continue to do its thing based on those three different points that I mentioned. But you look at the three strategies. If you're super nervous right now, you try to build a media filter. When are you going to watch the news? When are you going to take the content in and develop a personalized financial strategy? One of the things that we really focus on, too, as a part of the strategy, Doug, is we talk about developing a personal bucket strategy. And that is, if you're right, Janie, and the market goes down and you're very worried about that, you have what we call the bucket number one. You have a cash. I call it a spare tire. And you're able to almost turn market downturns into opportunities at that point.
It's interesting because when we look at this, when we were coming into the end of the third quarter, the beginning of September, end of August, people were like, oh, September is always a dog month and nothing ever good ever happens in September. September came, was more records. Every day it was like another record close. And it seems like, if you've got, even despite all those three things, Jonas, the market can do whatever it wants, whenever it wants, however it wants, and either you can lead, follow, or get run over.
And Janie, really, you have to realize that you're not alone with being nervous right now. I had a customer come in, and they were so nervous about what's happening with the political environment. They literally asked me point blank, can we move all our money overseas right now? And I didn't have a very good answer for them, but that's very, very nervous. And that's after they did a bucket strategy. That's after they did a personalized strategy, financial strategy. So people are super nervous right now. I would recommend that you download the Bucket Strategy Guide. Go to Premier Investments and download the Bucket Strategy Guide. And just know that you're not alone, and there's some things that we can do to help.
It's a very good point. And while you're at premieriwm.com downloading that, you can also download the Investor's Guide to Navigating Market Volatility. It's another really good one because if you're concerned about volatile times, again, these current results are not necessarily indicative of future happenings, but at the same time, it is what it is. You take a look at this and you move forward at premieriwm.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member FINRA SIPC. The opinions voiced in this show are for general information purposes only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which investments may be appropriate for you, consult with your attorney, accountant, and financial or tax advisor prior to investing. Economic forecasts set forth may not develop as predicted, and there can be no guarantee that strategies promoted will be successful. All performance referenced is historical and is not a guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and cannot be invested into directly. There is no assurance that the techniques and strategies discussed are suitable for all investors. or will yield positive outcomes. The purchase of certain securities may be required to affect some of the strategies. Investing involves risks, including possible loss of principal. There is no guarantee that a diversified portfolio will enhance overall returns or outperform a non-diversified portfolio. Diversification does not protect against market risk. Rebalancing a portfolio may cause investors to incur tax liabilities and/or transaction costs, and does not assure a profit or protect against loss. Premier Investments in Wealth Management and LPL Financial do not provide specific individualized tax or legal advice. We suggest that you discuss your specific situation with a qualified tax or legal advisor. Forbes' Best in State Wealth Management Team's ranking was developed by Shook Research and is based on in-person, virtual, and telephone due diligence meetings, and a ranking algorithm that includes a measure of each team's best practices, client retention, industry experience, review of compliance records, firm nominations, and quantitative criteria, including assets under management and revenue generated for their firms. Investment performance is not a criterion because client objectives and risk tolerances vary, and advisors rarely have audited performance reports. Shook's research and rankings provide opinions intended to help investors choose the right financial advisor and team, and are not indicative of future performance or representative of any one client's experience. Past performance is not an indication of future results. Neither Forbes nor Shook Research receive compensation in exchange for placement on the ranking. For more information, please see www.shookresearch.com. Shook is a registered trademark of Shook Research, LLC.